Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Sanaa from So Crafty Sanaa, and I am back with my better late than never September budget closeout. Okay, I have been trying to film this video, you all. I have just been so busy and I need to close out my budget, and I did not want to do it without showing you all what I do and how I do it. So if you want to see how I do that and you're new to my channel, please stay tuned.
Always be with you.
Okay, so usually my budget closeouts is a 3-part video. I have found a way to just condense it all into one. I know you all love my videos, but I need to be aware of my time, right? So although I want to talk your heads off, and I have a long video coming that you'll see, that you may have already seen. If you haven't, check it out. It's a chat, update. It's the future of SKS. It's what's going on. And, you know, it's just me rambling on and on and on. So please check that video out. It's like 40 minutes long. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to go over, well, 3 things I'm going to do. I'm going to go over my monthly expense comparison. I'm going to do my month-to-month money spend, and then I'm going to go back and do my monthly financial goals. So I am going to go to my monthly expense comparison. So this is the first thing I do. One of the first things I do in my September's budget closeout, or any closeout that I do, is I go over my monthly expense comparison. And this sheet is comprised of all of my expenses. And yes, I added this sheet in here. I also, you guys, did a video to show you how to cut the sheets. Well, not how to cut, but what size to cut them for the books, and you know how to punch them so that they can go into the book. Okay, so the monthly expense comparison is all of my sinking fund, cash envelope categories, HSA, whatever that I spent during the month of September. I do weekly closeouts. So here you can see this section here. This is a weekly closeout. It tells me how much I spent in total this week, how much on cash and how much on card. And then I go through, if you watch my cash unstuffings weekly, and I pull the money I spent on credit cards, I pull it out of my envelopes and pay my credit card back. Okay, so here are my weekly expenses here. So my spending in total was $8,074.47 for the month of September. Now I know you guys say, oh my gosh, that is a lot. It was a lot because I bought some big ticket items. That's why. It's not that I just normally just spend that amount of money. I have to be doing something in order to accumulate that type of expense, right? So anyway, so what I did was I took all of my categories for this month and I put them here. Okay. So I start out by listing my cash envelopes and then my sinking funds. And then this is my HSA business account and account down here. So what I budgeted for my cash envelopes are the envelopes I carry in my wallet for my variable weekly spending. So I carry about 9 envelopes in my wallet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 envelopes in my wallet for my weekly cash spending. Okay. And so that is always going to be what's considered my cash envelopes, because this amount is what I'm really budgeting to spend, like gas, food, dining out, personal money, household, things like that. My sinking funds are little savings goals, basically. And so I'm preparing for expected and unexpected expenses in these categories. I know some of these categories I'm going to spend from monthly. So that's why they're on here. So I have a budgeted amount there. So for me money, I budgeted for the month $460. I spent $431. So because I spent less than what I budgeted, I put that difference in green. So I was under budget, which is a positive. That's why it's in green, $28.88. Dining out, I budgeted for $170 and I spent $312.65. Way over budget. I was over budget, $142.65. That goes in red. Okay. So car maintenance, $40. I spent $35. So definitely positive. Gas, I budgeted for $175 for the month. I spent $155. Total positive. Food was $7.50. I spent $6.70. You know, it's always, the green means good, so I don't need to tell you. Household, 70 for 70. I washed out. Miscellaneous, I budgeted $55. I spent $31.49. Sadaka, which is charity. So Sadaka, I had a total budget of $84, but for this month, I contributed $40. So that means I already had a balance of $44 in this envelope from August. So I had a total of $84 and I spent $72.92. So I was still within budget for that envelope. Okay, now Selfie. Selfie Sanaa is my personal self-care money, and it's just, more me money with a balance, right? So I had a budget of $1,500 in this envelope for the month. I contributed in the month of September $1,150, so that means I had a balance of $350 carrying over from August. That gave me a total budgeted in that sinking fund of $1,500. I spent $1,141.34, and that left me with $358.66. Now, the cents gets wiped away, so let's say $358. Okay, because I put that in a change jar. I don't keep change in my sinking funds and envelopes. So they all will go to a change jar. And so vice versa. Luxury, I budgeted $369. I contributed $125 during the month of September. So I already had a balance of $144. I had a balance of, $244. And I contributed $125. So that gave me a budget of $369 for the month. And I went over budget in that envelope, $1,913.89. If you can catch those unstuffings to see where that money went. So I was totally over budget, $1,544.89. So this is what the monthly expense comparison looks like. So down here is the budgeted amount. So for the month and all these envelopes, I had a budget of $6,176. And what I actually spent, $8,072.74. Now, the business account is not a budget on that. And my personal checking account, not a budget on that. And my HSA, I do have a balance, and I didn't put that there. I don't know why. But nonetheless, this is a part of my budget closeout step one, my monthly expense comparison to see how I did with my money. Okay, so that shows me that. Then I'm going to go over to, we'll talk about this page later, my month-to-month money spend. Okay, so the month-to-month money spend is me comparing my spending for August, which is this. Well, this is September's, but all of my August spending to my September spending, which this is September's here. You see all the actuals. So now I want to compare how I did from last month to this month. Okay, so I can see that I spent $4,802.60 in the month of August, and these are the categories I spent my money on. Okay, so of course we know in September I spent $8,072.71. Let me get the difference there because the difference is in bread. I'm going to go and grab my erasable pens. My erasable pens are definitely comparable to the Friction Pilot erasable pens, but they will be available on sale next week on my website, and I will have black, red, green, and this beautiful blue. They do not come with the rhinestones. I will link the information down below to get your pens rhinestoned, okay? Bling, Make It Bling by Erica. She's black and blue on YouTube. I'm sure you all have heard of her. I got the beautiful crafty pen box, and here are the other pens I have. And each color represents something in my budget, as you can see. So, nonetheless, I am going to use my calculator and see what the difference is. So, 4802.60 minus 8072.71 equals. So the difference in my spending, of course, I'm over budget, is $3,270.11. I went over in my spending from August to September, and that's okay. That's okay. It happens sometimes, okay? So I did my month-to-month money spend, and then I did my monthly expense comparison. I know you all are wondering what this worksheet is. I just created this. This is not a part of your books. This is something I designed because I felt like it would help me further conclude my closeout. I needed more information. I needed to see everything at a glance, one page. I came up with a monthly budget closeout sheet, and this is a monthly budget overview. Now, before everyone freaks out, like, I want that sheet, I don't have it. I sent an email out. I'm going to send another email out for anyone who purchased the book from November 2022, from the time I started printing the book up until now. You can join my mailing list, and I am going to send you all out this. Now, It is only for that time period. So if you purchased the book 2 years ago, then it wasn't printed, but if you purchased the printable version of the book 2 years ago, the book changes. It's going to be a new book eventually, so you don't get free access to the book forever. However, I am going to push out updates. Some of them will include any past purchases. However, for the printed versions of the book and the digital copy of this, you will get certain inserts that I've just remade that are going to go into the next printing version of my book. Okay, so I will send this out. Don't worry if you didn't join my mailing list. I'm going to send the email again. Please make sure you are on my YouTube. There's a link also in community. I'm just going to repost it again on all of my platforms for everyone to go and join the mailing list. So if you're watching this video, I'm going to put the link down in the description to join the mailing list for the Payday Budget Book updates, and make sure you're on that list. I'm not going to send this sheet out more than once. So I'm trying to give everyone time. So nonetheless, the monthly expense comparison. So the information here, I'm going to put here. Okay, so the monthly expense comparison, I put the budgeted amount, the actual, and my difference. So I was over $1,896.71 from my budget. My month-to-month money spent, I spent $4,802.60 in August. And the current month, which is September, I spent $8,072.71, which I went over $3,270.11. Okay, so let's go to, so now that you saw that, and I'm just plugging the information here so I can see everything at a glance. Just stick with me. We're gonna get to that. Okay, so here is my month-end envelopes and month-end sinking funds. So this worksheet here, at the beginning of the month, I write the balance in all my envelopes. Me personally, I have a lot of envelopes and sinking funds. I think 51 in total. Okay, you may not have this many, so it's okay. For me, this is me, right? So at the beginning of the month, I capture the balance. At the end of the month, I capture the balance in all envelopes. My total for the beginning of September, on September 1st, was $15,752.72. And on September 30th, my envelope balance was $15,311.57. So it's like, oh, you only contributed $500 to your envelopes. Not true. Okay, I contributed a total of $5,576 to my envelopes in the month of September. So what does that mean? That means that I had $15,000. I'm going to show you. I had $15,752.72. I contributed $5,576, which means my envelope balance should have been $21,328.72. But because I had a total spend of $8,072, wait, where's that? Wait. Wait. So wait a minute. I lost that balance. Let me do that again. $15,752.72 plus $5,576 equals $21,328.72. So with my beginning balance plus how much I contributed to the month, my envelope balance should have been $21,328.72, right? Okay. So I am going to minus out, what did I spend in my envelopes, which is here. I'm not going to include my account, so let me write this balance down really fast. $21,328.72. So out of this $8,072.71, I am going to minus out my HSA, which is $1,498, minus $1,442.13, which is business, minus $326.04 equals. So let me just put this. $6,289.56 is the amount I actually took from my envelopes. Okay. So I'm going to minus my total, what my envelope balance should have been, to here. Let's see. So that's $21,328.72 minus, I'm going to be pennies off. See, I have $15,311.57. So I'm off by like $200 and something, and I'm not sure what that is, but that shows me my total envelope spend, because HSA, business, and account, they're not envelopes. So I can't include them in my total, right? So what I did was, what did I do? I threw myself off. Oh, okay, here it is. So here I just calculated the difference between the beginning balance and the ending balance, which was $441. I'm on the wrong slot, you guys, forgive me. This is what I'm calculating here. So the month in sinking funds, what I contributed, right? And contributed is, this amount will be the total amount you contributed to your total envelope sinking funds for the month. You can locate this amount on your monthly budget worksheet in the field highlighted in yellow. So that would be the envelope sinking funds, $5,576. But that would be this here. That would be your monthly budget, this section here. That amount you put there is what you're going to plug in here. So I contributed $5,576. So what you spent is, this is the total amount you spent during the month from your envelopes and sinking funds. This amount does not include money you spent on cards or from your bank accounts. This is only money you withdrew from your cash envelopes. Okay, so I think I went back and, yeah, I think, what did I say I spent? Here I said $6,017.15, but here I think I calculated $6,289.56. So there's a difference somewhere. I don't know what it is, but when you plug that here, you would get the difference, right? So it just so happens that the difference in what I contributed and what I spent is still the same from the two balances here. Oddly, right? Crazy, but it adds up. So somewhere I made an error in my calculation. So anyway, that is okay. So that is how I use that sheet. Now, I'm not transparent with my numbers. That's why my income information isn't filled in. That's why my percent of income isn't completed on this worksheet. I will do that off camera because I do not disclose my numbers. I don't have to disclose my income in order to educate you all on how to budget and how I budget, right? So you clearly get a good depiction of that. Here, which is total monthly income versus expense, I would put my total monthly income, what I receive from all income sources here, which would be that amount in actual. And you would find that amount also here on your monthly budget worksheet. So after you've accumulated for the month all of your income, that amount goes here, and then you start doing the calculation worksheet here, which is the information you'll put there. Okay, so let me go to the next part of my closeout. Okay, I did not do my financial health check, which I am going to do. I am going to write what my overall health check was that I observed for myself for my monthly budget. So now I'm going to go to, it says monthly spend calendar. Now, I include two calendars. Two calendars. You get a month on one page, and then you get a month on two page, okay? So I utilize the month on two page to list all of my bills and check them off. And the month on one page I use to track my spending each day and then my no spend. So I call this my monthly spend calendar. So here on this, it says monthly spend calendar. You don't have to utilize it that way, but if you do, then you have a slot. So here you can write how many spend days you had and no spend days. So it's 30 days in a month. I had 4 no spend days, which means I had 26 spend days. Did I hit my target? No, I did not hit my target because my target for the month for no spend days was to have 10 no spend days. So I did not hit my target and I put no. I didn't fill in my total bank cash accounts balance, the beginning and ending for the month. I did not do that. And my total credit card consumer debt, I put this spot here for anyone that applies if you want to keep a balance just to see your progress. So savings challenges. For the month of September, did I contribute to savings challenges? No. If I did, I would put how much, but my total savings challenge balance is 300 so far that I know of. So, but I didn't contribute to any savings challenges for the month, but in the month of October, I will be doing so. Here, my monthly bills comparison. So I took the amount of bills, and that is that amount you would get here off your monthly. And again, the monthly budget worksheet plays a very important part in this. So the total bills here that you paid for the entire month, because remember, this is a monthly total, you're going to put that amount here Okay. And that was for the previous month. For the current month, you're going to put what your total bill was. So for August, my total bills I paid out was $4,620.19. And for September, I paid $5,011.16. So that was a difference. I paid more in September than I did in August. I paid $390.97 more. So that is the monthly budget closeout budget overview. Okay. And I didn't do the monthly debt payments breakdown, but for anyone, you can calculate your monthly debt and then your debt to income ratio. The calculation is here for you to see how to plug in those numbers. I don't complete any of this on camera because I just don't share that information. So now I'm concluding my budget closeout. The last